Hello, everyone, and welcome to KIN 264 Movement Anatomy. I want to take this brief time just to introduce myself and give you some background about my professional and personal life. So, to start off, I did my bachelor's and master's as well as my athletic training program at Cal State Fullerton. And the bachelor's and master's were in kinesiology with a focus in clinical exercise science and athletic training. And I also completed my athletic training program there and finished up in 2007. And so I've been practicing as an athletic trainer since then. And in 2015, I decided to go back and get my doctorate, and I got a doctorate of health science from A.T. Still University. So here's some of the research that I've done in the past few years, mainly in cross education, and these are some of the professional engagements I've attended and that I presented at. As far as work goes, I spent a few years immediately after I became certified as an athletic trainer working at St. Joseph Hospital and actually contracted out to Disneyland. I also worked at a private high school in Newport Beach, and then I spent the last 8 years. Actually, I'll be finishing up my ninth year now as an athletic trainer at CBU, and worked with teams such as soccer, volleyball, water polo, and wrestling. And in the last 4 years, I also began teaching as an adjunct. I've taught classes for kinesiology, including care and prevention of athletic injuries, intro to kinesiology, and now movement anatomy. So, some personal background: I've been married for 13 years. I have two kids. My son Christian, he's 9, and my daughter Natalia is 5 years old. I attend Inland Christian Church in Eastvale, California, and I've been there for the last 10 years. Some hobbies that I like doing on a daily basis or at least weekly basis is jogging, weightlifting, golf, playing golf. I typically don't get to do that too often until the spring and summertime. And then reading. I like reading different kinds of books, either relating to public health or history. I just recently got into history, which was a subject that I didn't really like, but I started finding it a lot more interesting. So yeah, it's just some of the some background on my personal history. Okay, so let me talk to you a little bit about the course, just so we're all on the same page and you know what to expect from this course. You might have heard that this course has a lot of information. There's a lot of work to do, which is true. However, as far as writing goes, you're not going to have a ton of writing assignments. Like in other traditional classes where you have major papers and weekly writing assignments, here there is going to be a lot of memorization, which means you're going to have to use your textbook, use the notes, any resources that I give you. Usually a good idea to make sure that you review them. But I would say the best thing you could do is make sure you put in the time to memorize the all of the material, which in this case is going to be musculature. I mean that's going to be the bulk of the course. But as you can see, the total amount of points is going to be 1,000, and then split up amongst all these assignments: 2 reflections, 5 muscle charts, 6 quizzes, 1 midterm, 1 final, 5 critical assignment preparations, and 1 critical assignment. Now, most of you are going to pay attention to the critical assignment, the CAPS, the final exam. Those are the ones that are probably weighted the heaviest. However, all of these smaller assignments that are done, on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis, all those points add up. So you have to make sure you stay on task, that you don't fall behind. If you have anything that comes up where you may be delayed, it's an emergency, make sure that you're communicating with me. And for that matter, I believe that the more often you communicate with me, I'll get to know you a little bit better. I'll know kind of what's going on with, in your as far as your scheduling goes, your how things in your life can affect your schedule. So I'll be able to work with you a little bit better when it comes to that. However, I will expect a good amount of effort on your part. I really do need to see that you're trying, that you're um, putting in the time to actually memorize, all of the musculature that we're covering. Um, and that being said, I understand we're covering a ton of material in 8 weeks, so I try to be as graceful as possible. Because I was a student once, and I've taken this course as a student in my undergrad, so I know the amount of um, work that it takes to actually do well in this course. Um, but I do believe that if you plan to move on in healthcare, in any of the allied healths, it is necessary to start right now with putting in the work. That will never change. There's no easy way around it. There's no way to like um, uh, find a shortcut in memorizing this stuff. You just have to put in the work. So I'm excited to get this class started with you guys. Please, if you have any questions, any comments, um, anything that's concerning you, definitely reach out to me. I'll try to make as much time as possible for you. So once again, welcome. Um, I wish you guys the best, and um, welcome to week 1.